Welcome to Mukdaddy Mukbang. I'm your host, Mukdaddy Choi. Today, we have a special treat for you. I have Korean-style Japanese Donkatsu. So I'm gonna make for you a special dish, and let's get into the ingredients. But before we do that, please smash that subscribe button, hit like, turn on the notification bell so that you'll know when our videos come out. And please comment below on our videos. On the comments, put down what brought you to Mukdaddy Mukbang, what brought you to our show. If you just felt lonely, you wanted to eat with somebody, you wanted to learn a new dish, a recipe, or something's going on in your life, personal, financial, spiritual, comment that down below. We'll go through all the comments. Now, let's get into today's ingredients. Korean style Donkatsu, or fried pork cutlet, is one of my favorite better ways of making katsudon or tonkatsu. And what I like to use is this boneless pork loin that we get at Costco. It's a pretty good price and you got a lot of tonkatsu out of this. So what we're gonna end up doing is cutting this into little chunks and then pounding them out, flattening them with this here. And then we'll make several tonkatsu ready to go. I do prefer this frozen, so this does freeze well. Once you freeze them and then you fry them right out of the freezer, you do tend to get crispier tonkatsu at the end of it all. So this is the main star today, this boneless pork loin. And to season that, we go ahead and use flour. You gotta get this Gompyo Korean milgaru. It is better than American milgaru for this type of dish. I don't know why, it just has that better mouthfeel, the better texture for this, but any flour will work. And then I season that flour with these three ingredients. So black pepper, salt, and this all-purpose seasoning. So organic, no salt seasoning. So these are the ingredients. If you wanna go ahead and mix your favorite flavors into it, go ahead. So I season the flour generously with these three ingredients. Then I go ahead and baste it in some eggs. And then last, I dredge it in panko. And once that is done, I get them ready to fry. So with a good tonkatsu, it's gonna be greasy, fried goodness. You're gonna need some side dishes that's gonna help cut down that grease. So for today's side dishes, I'm gonna go ahead with the cabbage slaw. The most popular way is to just cut this like coleslaw chunks and then top it with like a mayonnaise, ketchup, sugar mixture. So basically you could do 1-to-1 ketchup to mayo and then sugar it to taste. And then once you cut this into slaw, you just pour that over and then enjoy that as a side dish. But you could use pretty much anything to go with the slaw. It just helps to, complement the tonkatsu and cut down on the grease. And on top of that, I also have this tamuji, or pickled daikon. And I cut this, and this is great with jjajangmyeon, Chinese style American food, but it's also great with Japanese food as well. And this tonkatsu goes well with tamuji. So for today, instead of making that ketchup, mayo, sugar combo, what I got is just Russian dressing that pretty much tastes exactly like the mix we're talking about. Another good dressing with this dish is Thousand Island. So you can pour Thousand Island, use this, or go with your ketchup mayo mixture. And for the tonkatsu, once that is completely fried up, ready to go, I bought this at Costco, Banchan's Japanese barbecue sauce. So let's go ahead and test this. Normally, you can also go to a Korean or Asian market and then get the traditional tonkatsu fruit flavored sauce. But my wife doesn't want me to get stuff, made in Korea, Japan, that area, because the water is polluted with the radiation. So unfortunate over there. But we'll just go ahead with something more local as much as possible. I don't really care. My wife is just, muck mommy.
Protect you.
She wants to protect Muck Daddy and her children. So these are the items, and let's get into getting everything ready to go fried up, and let's eat. Well, that's one long pork loin. Let's go divide that in half. Start cutting that into little chunks. So I like to go, let's see, about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inches on each of these slices. So there we go, all the pork loin slices. Let's go ahead and get that board cleaned off. So for this dish, definitely need one of these meat tenderizers. Or you can just use anything that's pretty heavy, blunt object that you can beat the pork down and flatten it. Pow! And the best way for me, I found, is to cover this, put a layer of this down right on the board, and then cover it with the layer of saran wrap. That way when you pound it, the meat doesn't just go anywhere. And the saran wrap generally is good to pound maybe 2 or 3 pork cutlets, and then you have to replace it, because this gets all punctured and damaged as well. So what I like to do is I like to start with the sharpest edges, and then pound that down. So it aerates it and gives it more space, more surface volume, so you can pound it thinner. So that's a good start, and then I flip it over, and I do the same thing on the other side. So this is very labor intensive, just getting everything prepped in the beginning. But then once everything is done and you have these nice pork cutlets, all breaded, ready to go, you can freeze them up, you can reap the rewards. This is, my kids, one of their favorite recipes. As you can see, the saran wrap is already getting pretty beaten up. And this gives your arm good exercise as well. So this meat is getting nice and flattened. Go ahead and pound it out some more. And if you want to skip this part and also just go with the thicker katsu, that's more of a Japanese style. They don't really pound it out or tenderize it, and then they just fry the tonkatsu from this point. Go ahead, that's fine too. But here, this is the way that I like it better, the way that I'm used to. My kids really like it as well. They enjoy this type of tonkatsu. Okay. So this is that one fat piece became this after pounding it out. So there goes one. Let's go with another. And you can see that from pounding one, it's already damaging the saran wrap pretty well. So let's see if I can go today without the saran wrap. But if it gets too messy, you don't want your kitchen getting messy, I suggest definitely using the saran wrap. If you have any other blunt objects, I've seen people do this with baseball bats, rolling pins, anything that's heavy to beat down on the pork to make it flat, go ahead and use that. I only have this little meat mallet. I will probably end up getting a bigger one to make this much faster, a much faster process. If you guys know a faster way to do this process, please let me know. My arms are killing me. And we're only 2 pork loins in. I only have 50 more to go. Good thing I have Andy here with me. Say hi, Andy.
Hi.
You can help me do this too. Probably looks fun, but I assure you, this is no fun at all. The fun part is when we start eating. Sounds like I'm playing music, coming up with the beat. All right, number 2. Big and flat. I say get them as flat as you can. I do like it as flat as possible, but you know, it takes a really long time and sometimes the pork rips up into little pieces. So maybe you're just fine with going a little bit. So find the desired thickness of the pork that you like and then go from there. Number 3. You wanna give it a try? Give my wrist a rest. The point is, guys, not to hit it as hard as you can, but to give it a nice little steady beating so that it flattens evenly and you don't tear up the meat. You don't rip it up. So next time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get 2 more of these boards and get 2 more of these mallets and have everybody help me do this. Okay, this is not flat enough. Now, once you do this side, you gotta do it with the flattener. So this is the flat side, this flattens it. You gotta like spread it out. So Dean wants to try, go ahead.
This side?
Yep.
This side.
Okay, guys, I'm really hungry and I want to get this done by today, so I think I should finish it up.
Looks like a heart.
I think we can make a song from it. We will rock you.
Rock you. We will rock you. Rock you.
You really have to use both sides and use this technique to get it flat as possible. So start with the little holes, and then it increases the surface area for you to pound out. And then you just have to rinse and repeat. All right, pretty flattened out. Looks like a good solid piece. And look at this, guys. Only 58 more to go.
Papa, how does that turn into that?
Because I'm flattening it. I'm squishing it. Squishing it, bud, don't you see? you guys know any faster way to do this process, please comment down below. But again, cooking is a labor of love, so all this time put in here, I believe genuinely makes the food better. So if you do speed this up, you'll probably take away from the taste even a little bit. You know, like handmade noodles taste 10 times better than machine pool noodles, right? Custom-made suits. The tailor custom fits it to your size exactly and then hand stitches that fabric together, makes you a suit better than a machine-made suit, correct?
You're right.
How about you guys, Andy, Dean? What do you think is better when you take your time and make it versus doing something really quickly? Any good ideas? Yeah, you put your love, your care, your heart, your focus, your dedication into it.
But machines, they just do like.
Yeah, machines don't have any thoughts, they don't have any cares, they don't have any love, they just pound it out. So you know this AI about to take over the world? I think human interaction, human touch is always gonna play a big part. Anything else? Can you guys think of something that's man-made, machine-made, but the man-made version is just way better? Let's think. Food for sure.
Like wooden house.
Clothes for sure. Cars. I bet handmade cars are way better than machine-made cars. What else that's handmade is better than machine-made? Can you guys think of any examples?
Food.
Yeah, I said food already. What's a good example of a food that you know that's handmade that's better than machine-made? Dumplings. Dumplings are way better handmade than
Mandu.
store-bought. Mandu is dumplings, Dean. Did you just say the same exact thing we just said, but in Korean?
It's not a test.
It is dumplings. Mandu is literally dumplings. Woo! I'm getting beat. The meat is beating me. I'm not beating the meat. Just can't wait until my kids get to, 13, 14 years old. Then I can make them do all of this. Today I'm going without the saran wrap and it's surprisingly doing a good job. The meat is holding up really, really well. Seen a Korean guy using two baseball bats to flatten these out. Seemed like he was doing a good job, but I'm older than that guy. So my joints would be killing me. I wish I liked the thicker Donkatsu better, but unfortunately I don't. The traditional, you don't pound it. You just serve it like this. You just spread it and serve it like this, the whole thing.
Wait. Which is better, thin or fat?
You tell me.
Your opinion. I think it's thin.
It's pure opinion. I prefer thin.
Me too.
It's like a good country fried steak.
What happens if it's too
Okay guys, we're making progress. Only 98 more to go. All right, we're gonna go to the next step. So the next step is getting the flour mixture ready. So we have all of these pork ready to go. Let me move it over here. And then let's get the flour mixture ready. So what we do, get that bare flour. So we're gonna pour that into this little mixing bowl here. So just enough to coat all of the pork. It's better to go little and then make more later. instead of going way too much. Then we're gonna hit that off with this organic, no salt seasoning. Wow, it had some meat stuck on it from pounding the pork. You gotta be careful when you pound that pork. The meat flies everywhere, so be careful. Make sure you're cleaning up. Okay, since we're not seasoning the pork directly, I say we generously season this flour. So for this, let's go about, give it a nice layer on top. So with salt, we're gonna put a generous heaps of salt in there. And then we'll put in a lot of the pepper. Put in a lot of pepper. So I say season this very generously because this is the only seasoning that's gonna go on all of this pork. And then we're gonna use barbecue sauce later. So there goes that. Can I get a fork, please? Something dry so we can whisk this up together. This will work. So a fork, on the biggest fork we can, just mix this dredging mixture. All right, I need eggs. Put these eggs in there. Put these eggs in there.
You mean they do it?
Let's do about,
Yeah, but we're good at it.
start with like 8 eggs. All right, so the kids are getting an egg mixture, just breaking up about 8 eggs and they're gonna whisk it. Okay, the eggs are whisked up. Beat the eggs up. Bad eggs. Bad eggs. So this is how we have it set up. So pork, and then straight into this flour mixture, and then coat it with this, and then we're gonna put a lot of panko right on here. So Faith, can you open up that box of panko? Panko. So here's the panko. Put it right on here. This is about 8 fluid ounces, so I think we could get about, I don't know, looks like we're gonna need a lot more. This will probably coat about 4 to 5 of the pork, maybe 3 to 4. So we're probably gonna need all the packs. Give me another pack. So kids are excited to help me with this process, so. All right, everybody, let's get a system.
I call flour.
So Faith can do the pork into the flour. Come on, let's go. Don't worry about other people. You just worry about your job.
My job is your job.
We want to ultimately open an orphanage and cook for those kids, you know, those orphans. So ultimately through this channel, we want to help others, but especially our heart is to go out into third world countries or even America, wherever we're called, and open orphanages and help take care of the kids, the orphans out there who don't have a mom or dad.
So we're not making.
So help us help them by liking, subscribing, and smashing that notification.
We're not making a.
I mean, that's all, that could all be in there, who knows? But ultimately, my ultimate goal, our ultimate goal through this mukbang channel is to open orphanages.
Yep.
Glad my kids are older now, so they can help me. A couple of years ago, I would have to do all of this myself.
Oh, that would suck. Oh. That's bad for you.
It was okay.
Yeah, but you're okay.
Food tasted great though. So there goes the mound of Donkatsu ready to fry up. Let's go ahead and get our side dishes ready. So help me clear this all up. Clearing this table, guys. Come on. Put the rubber band on this, put everything away. Wash your hands. Let's go. Let's go. And so for the side dishes, cabbage slaw is my go-to. Today we're not gonna do that, but I do like miso soup with this particular dish. So we're gonna do the cabbage slaw.
Ow!
Let's go ahead and cut it into nice little strips. Cabbage slaw, I think, is a must-have with this dish. It's almost always served with it. So highly recommend getting cabbage and making this for yourself. So here we go, here's this cabbage slaw. So what we're gonna do is just serve it in these little serving bowls. People will take out as much as they want, and then they'll top it with the Russian dressing. Let's go ahead and do the tamuji, or takkwang. This is what people use in like Korean style sushi a lot, this pickled daikon. If you guys want us to make a special dish for you, whatever you like, I'm open to making anything, not just Asian food. Comment down below and then we'll make our version and put it on here for you. Splash this with a hint of vinegar. So straight white vinegar.
Yeah. Did you literally just
Just enough to cover the top.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's that sweetness.
So here are the side dishes. So this, and we're gonna also have it with some ponytail kimchi. So we're getting the wok fired up. Gonna wait until all this moisture dissipates. So today we're gonna be using canola oil to fry up the Donkatsu. I generally like frying in peanut oil, but we don't have that. But you know, canola oil, vegetable oil is good for deep frying. So we're gonna heat this oil and wait until it reaches 350 degrees. So when the oil reaches 350 degrees, let me know. So these cutlets will fry up pretty quick because we pounded them really thin. So it reduces the cooking time. So I would say about 3 minutes to get each one fully cooked. But then you can also double fry them. So do 3 minutes first.
That's something we have to put it on. You can put it on.
What doesn't sound better than the lovely sound of frying going on?
Wow. Okay. Leave it until golden brown or what?
Yep, okay, reduce the heat now. So you don't want the temperature of the oil getting way too hot or it's just gonna scorch the breadcrumbs. So we're gonna reduce the heat as much as possible to control the temp. Once it reaches a nice temperature,
That looks disgusting. Smells really good.
can you give me the regular glove?
I'm not scared to.
And that's it. Okay guys, we're back inside. Got the leftover Donkatsu before we eat. We're gonna let that rest. What I'm gonna do is gonna go ahead and pack these. The best way for me to pack these is just pack them straight into a Ziploc freezer bag. So what I like to do is I like to use these gallon freezer bags, Ziploc. Again, I'm not sponsored by any companies, but we're looking for sponsors. Help us help the world by sponsoring us. Let's get these orphanages built. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and put 1 and 2, 3, and in between each, if you have parchment paper, those would be the best. I don't, so I'm just gonna put a thin layer of Ziploc, the saran wrap. So we'll go thin layer there, then put one on here, and then another thin layer there. That way, once it gets frozen, it's easier to separate when it defrosts. They don't like get stuck to each other. And straight on in, just like that. So here's the tonkatsu fried, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them into little strips. All right, so you know the rules. We do what at Mukbang Mukbang?
Eat, pray.
Cook, pray, eat. CPE. So now that we're done with the cooking, let's go to the praying. Who wants to pray today? Man, they all want to pray. Who prayed last time?
Andrew.
All right, so today.
Dean did it.
No, Dean did and then you did. Let's go, Faith.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this amazing tonkatsu that we already tried a little bit. That's why I know it's amazing. And please help all these other people that are watching also enjoy a delicious dinner, lunch, and we hope that we get a lot of subscribers, and we hope we could open an orphanage with all the money we earn. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dig in. Let's look at Faith's plate. All right. We love barbecue sauce. Any type of barbecue sauce with this tonkatsu is great. All right, relax. Don't choke, guys. Man, if I don't film this food's gonna be gone in 60 seconds. Relax. Relax.
Relax.
All right, ratings, 1 through 10. What do you think? It's a 20? Wow. Dean?
It has to be 1,000.
1,000 out of 10? That's crazy. Okay, there's a modest review. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna leave this here and you're gonna watch us enjoy this yummy food. Come join us while we have our dinner. All right, there's my bowl. Let's try it. Let's try the crunch.
The crunch is amazing.
The cabbage, the takgwang, the kimchi, everything pairs so nicely. So Dean, what's that called? A yummy combination. So all of this is great. We're loving this meal. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have a blessed day. We hope you enjoy this meal with us. Please, thank you for joining us to eat, cook, pray, eat all together, and have a blessed day. And we're out.